Occupying a great bend of East Africa, where the tropical heart of the continent slowly becomes the temperate south of the continent, the vast nation of Mozambique certainly has its fair share of touristic draws. Along the coast you'll find alabaster white sands with a fringing of palm trees. You'll spot curious manatee-like creatures in the company of blooming coral sponges in the warm Indian Ocean waters. Today we share the top 10 best things to do in Mozambique so you can plan a trip and experience all the exciting attractions and activities this beautiful city has to offer. Starting with number 10, Bazaruto Archipelago. There's nothing quite like the Bazaruto Archipelago. A speckling of elongated isles in the Indian Ocean, they are a patchwork of shimmering, aquamarine seas and coral gardens, wind-blown sand dunes and ochre-hued coastal hills that come peppered with scrub and swaying coconut palm groves. The largest island of the area is a place of open sandy bays patrolled by galumphing dugong, while the inland is carved through by karst hills and boulder stones. At number 9 is the Pemba. Pemba crowns the tip of its very own peninsula on the coastal reaches of Cabo Delgado. Known for its gorgeous colonial architecture and pretty Portuguese-style frontispieces, it does well to conceal the more industrial areas that have popped up here of late. However, the city never really was the pole. That honor goes to the strings of pearly white African beaches that run along the shoreline nearby. At number 8, Gorongosa National Park. Marking the deep southern reaches of the East African Rift Valley, the dry and dusty landscapes of the Gorongosa National Park occupy the very heart of Mozambique. In fact, the rolling savanna and grassy hills here have been a designated reserve since the days of Portuguese rule, when they were a private game reserve for the colonial luminaries of the day. In the 60s, the spot was converted into a fully fledged national park, and now it's hailed as perhaps the finest safari destination in the country. At number 7, Quirimbas National Park. The Quirimbas National Park is the great natural jewel of Cabo Delgado province. It spills down from Mozambique's northern mountain plateaus and into the waters of the Indian Ocean. Along the way there are great swathes of montane forests, savanna plains and endless mangroves, not to mention some sparkling coral reefs ringing the shoreline where the reserve extends into the sea. At number 6 in our list, Island of Mozambique. Believe it or not, this tiny speck of land that languishes out in the shimmering waters of the Indian Ocean was once the very epicenter of Portuguese East Africa. Raised to greatness by the European traders and merchants that came its way around the Cape, it became an important hub for commerce and admin during the 16th century. Consequently, there's now a clutch of interesting colonial builds, like the Old Town fortifications, a charming whitewashed hospital, and the Church of Santo Antonio. At number 5, Inhaca Island. Facing the capital of Maputo across the waters of Maputo Bay, the small fragment of land that is Inhaca Island is a curious little treat, and a perfect choice for day trips to escape the heat of the city. Not too long ago, it was actually a part of the East African mainland, while today it flounders out between its blooming gardens of corals. There are sloping beaches of yellow sand too, along with windy clusters of palm trees to wander. At number 4, Niassa Reserve. Thanks to a series of interconnected reserves that run from the meanders of the Rovuma River in northern Mozambique all the way to the famous sealess game reserve of Tanzania, the Niassa Reserve now plays a part in one of the largest international conservation areas on the planet. That also means that the vast area of Miambo Woods and rugged rock bluffs is home to some serious biodiversity, with the likes of the African lion, the African elephant and packs of wild dogs all roaming the breathtaking landscapes. At number 3 in our list, Limpopo National Park. The Limpopo National Park has all the fascinating biodiversity and landscapes you'd expect of a protected reserve that's contiguous with the legendary Kruger National Park of South Africa. Feathering out from the bends of the Limpopo River, it's home to some of the most coveted of African game, which all now roams freely across the border thanks to some ahead-of-their-time international agreements on conservation. At number 2, Tofo. A wide and sunny arc of powdery beige sand carves its way along the shoreline to the north and south of tropical Tofo. Meanwhile, the turquoise-blue rollers of the Indian Ocean buffet the bays, snorkelers and swimmers whiz through the shallows, and bobbing fishing skiffs house smiling locals. Laid-back life mixed with the heady after-dark atmosphere of the half-rasta beach bars of Tofo town make this all nearly irresistible for travelers in search of sun, sand, sea, and relaxation. Check out the number 1 places in our list, Lake Cahora, Bassa. The vast lake waters of Cahora Bassa extend all the way from the Zambia border to the very heart of Tete Province in western Mozambique. Covering a whopping 2,700 square kilometers in total, they represent one of the largest freshwater lake systems in all of Africa. At one end stands the colossal Cahora Bassa Dam, a massive wall of concrete and steel that clocks up 171 meters in height and 303 meters in width. Definitely worth the journey if you like your breathtaking engineering projects. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite things to do in Mozambique? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.